Hello everyone, welcome to ISIFE EDUBLOG. Today on English, we're looking at comparison of adjectives. My name is Martin. In our previous lesson on adjective, we had looked at the introduction of to adjective and all that there is to the introduction of adjectives. We'll continue our lesson on adjective, looking at comparison of adjectives. Yes, some adjectives take different forms to express the degree of events, actions, or how things differ in size, age, etc. That's why we have positive adjective, comparative adjective, and the superlative adjective. Now, for the positive adjective, we use this when we're talking of just one thing. We use the comparative adjective, we're talking of two things, and then the superlative to describe the differences among three or more things. Now, for the purpose of this comparison, we shall be looking at adjectives again from two angles, the regular adjective and the irregular adjective. What do we mean by regular adjectives? These are adjectives that form the comparative, superlative, and all that by adding er, est, or more and most. That is to say, for the regular adjective, we can predict. The regularity here is the ability to predict. Can predict that the comparative takes er, and can predict that the superlative takes est. Some adjectives will prefer the use of more and most to do the job of er and est. Alright? Whichever one, you can predict when to use more and when to use most. That is why we call them regular. It's like the regular verbs where we said ed to form the past tense and the past participle tense. Alright? Now, for this purpose, we have examples. So on the board, we have positive adjective, comparative, and superlative adjective as follows. Large, larger, largest. Heavy, heavier, heaviest. Lazy, lazier, laziest. Small, smaller, smallest. Big, bigger, biggest. Close, closer, closest. Far, farther, farthest. Another way of comparing far is by using further and furthest. Right? He went far, he went further, went the furthest to say. Okay. So, near, nearer, nearest. Dirty, dirtier, dirtiest. Fat, fatter, fattest. Wild, wilder, wildest. Wicked, wickeder, wickedest. Now you might be surprised to hear me say wicked, wickeder, wickedest is correct, but you could also use more wicked and most wicked, Stupid, stupider, stupidest. That's, again, that might also sound strange, because more often people use more stupid and most stupid. But don't be surprised when you hear somebody say he is the stupider of the two. That's correct in English. Handsome, handsomer, and handsomest. Cruel, crueler, cruelest. Brave, brave, braver, bravest. Smart, smarter, smartest. Tall, taller, tallest. Thick, thicker, thickest. Short, shorter, shortest. Kind, kinder, kindest. Wise, wiser, wisest. Fine, finer, finest. You could also have sad, sadder, saddest. Alright? These are some examples of the regular adjectives using ER and EST. I'll give you more on regular adjectives using more and most. For the adjectives compared using more and most, we have 4 examples here: courageous, beautiful, dangerous, and faithful. So, when we're talking of 2 persons, he is more courageous than me. He is more courageous than me. More beautiful, most beautiful. So courageous, more courageous, most courageous. That is when there are 3 or more. Beautiful, more beautiful, and most beautiful. Dangerous, more dangerous, and most dangerous. Faithful, more faithful, and most faithful. He married 3 wives, but his last is the most faithful of the 3. Alright? His last wife is the most faithful of his wives, when the wives are 3 or more. But if we're just looking at 2 wives, the second wife is more faithful than the first. Okay, irregular adjectives now.